Hey guys, so this is going to be the first video of actual guides, and these are going to be broken up into segments of 5 floors. So this first video will just cover floor 1 through 5. I want to make a quick note that as I go through tower, I'm going to be recording a few seemingly meaningless numbers. And that is all in preparation for a much later floor where you get quizzed over a whole bunch of different things that possibly could have happened throughout your run. The very first number that I'm going to be recording is this one right here. My number of Oz points when I started the run that I'm on. You don't need the comma, you just need the number. And so with that, I'll exit out of here. Use all of these stupid pills. Now we're at 1 hour and 30 minutes. So we can go ahead and start, and what I'm going to do before we start is put on all of my drop gear, because floors 2 and 3 are both benefited by having drop gear. I'm also going to turn off pet loot for now. And cutscenes are on. Yep, okay. So you can go ahead and buff up. And floor 1 is probably the shortest floor in all of Tower of Oz, assuming you have significant funding, because there's 2 clear requirements basically. And the first one is to kill 300 slimes, which almost nobody ever does because it would be ridiculous. The second one is to simply deal 50 mil of damage total. So go ahead and start. Obviously I will be taking the 50 mil damage route because it's very short, so you get a little bit of information in the cutscenes. Say no to this. Doesn't really matter, but it's just extra text you have to sit through, and there you go. Killed 1 slime, went through the door. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of this because you need to know both how many you killed and how much damage you dealt on that floor. So that is why I've taken that screenshot. Those numbers will be important later, assuming we get those questions. Okay, now we're on 2F. 2F is basically a card hunting game, and you have to keep track of quite a few numbers here, so I'm going to be sort of pausing here. Okay, first card. This is something you need to know. It was a blue 5. So you write blue 5 down, just so you remember, and keep that in mind. We've looted 1 card so far, and the card we used for our blue pillar is a 5. So we looted 1 card, it was a blue 5, and we used it on the blue pillar, so our blue answer is 5. So the second card, it is a red 6. So we use that on the red pillar. Basically, if you haven't caught on, the entire idea of this is to use cards of the same color on these pillars. That's 3 cards. 4 cards. You don't want to use a violet because it can screw up your 43F questions, which is what I'm recording right now. So I will not use this, but that is my 3rd or 4th card. I think it was 3rd. Here you go. I think that was 4th. 5th, no wait, 6th. We're at 6 cards right now. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is a yellow 3. So we use that on the 3 barrier. We have looted 10 cards, and yellow was a 3. Now I just need a green. It's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 cards, and green was a 5. Okay, now that we've done that, we can leave the stage. So 16 cards with a green 5. Alright, so the numbers you have to keep track of there, it's a lot to take in, but you have to know the color and number of the first card you picked up, so blue 5 in that case. You have to know how many cards you pick up total, which is why I turned off pet loot. You don't want to have pet loot on or you can get really confused really fast. So I looted 16 cards there, hopefully. Might have miscounted, but I'm pretty sure it was 16. And then you have to know the number that you used on each pillar. So green was a 5, red was a 6, blue was a 5, and yellow was a 3. If you use violet on any of those, you will be unable to answer this question if you get it in the later floor that quizzes you about your run, and then you'll basically lose as a result. So you want to be very careful that you do not use Violet on any of them. Violet is just a wild card basically, and no matter what the number is or the color, it'll count as covering that barrier or whatever. So it's meant to be faster, but you can't actually use it if you want to be safe in the later run. Okay, so this is 3F. 3F, you basically just kill these mobs and loot eggs. Once you have 1,000 eggs, you can move on. You can also bet your eggs on like a weird little rock, paper, scissors game in the middle, but it's really slow, so don't even bother with it. There are questions about this floor, mostly pertaining to who you bet to or how many times you bet. If you just don't bet at all, then the answer is always 0 or no. So it's really easy to keep track of. So turn pet loot back on, loot these eggs. 1,000 seems like a lot, but each of these eggs is worth like a couple. Like as you can see here, I'm getting like 2, 7, 5, 8. So once you get to 1,000 points, basically, is when you clear the stage. Just killing these. This floor and 2F were both kitchened, which I said I'd mention as I went along. Because obviously the more mobs there are, the easier it is to get the drops, and therefore it's faster. Having vertical mobility really helps in this stage. Unfortunately, Evans don't really have vertical mobility. They have Dragon Blink, but I don't really like to rely on it. So I just climb the ladders. So we're coming up on 1,000. This should be, yeah, there we go, cleared. So walk down and go through the portal. Okay, 4F is sort of like a mini jump quest, not really, but basically there's mobs on 2 sides of the map here, and you want to balance them, sort of. So when I get in here, you'll see that when I kill a mob, it'll either tell me I lost points or I gained points. I lost points, so that's 1 balance point lost. You have to keep track of how many you lose, so that's 1, and I'm really bad at the jump quest, so there you go. You also have to keep track of how many times you cross between the 2 sides, so this would be 1. Okay. The goal is to reach 300 balance points, which you get by killing mobs on the correct side. So right now the right side is the correct side, and after I kill a certain number of mobs, it'll tell me to go back left. So we're at 1 point lost, 1 side switch, that's what I call it. Now we're at 2 points lost, and we have to switch sides again. So that's 2 and 2. You really don't want to kill mobs on the wrong side for too long, because it'll eat your points really fast. So I'm just gonna use an ultimate, clear that out, and we're done. Okay. So that's pretty much it for 1 through 5F. 5 is just a rest stage. Your timer is paused, and you can kind of just chill out here, take a break. I'm just going to record all of that information for the later quiz floor, and then I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.